director of the Housing Lab at Impact Justice. So nice to see all of you. I'm going to kick things off today. Before we start, I'd like to say a huge thank you to the San Francisco Public Defender's Office for hosting us today, and especially for their Freedom Project. Yes, and to the community members, all of you who showed up here today to celebrate the expansion of our innovative homecoming project, a reentry housing model that is incredibly innovative, as many of you know. But more importantly, we're here because we believe that the prison to homelessness pipeline is a fixable problem, and San Franciscans want to be a part of the solution. For many Californians, and especially for San Franciscans, homelessness is a pressing issue. But what many people don't realize is that homelessness and incarceration are overlapping crises. Formerly incarcerated people are 10 times more likely to become homeless than the general public. Why is that? Well, the odds are simply stacked against them. People who are leaving prison, many of them don't have a home to return to. The odds are against them because the housing market that they face, many times the affordable options are scarce and often off limits to individuals who have a criminal record. Even as formerly incarcerated people struggle with housing insecurity, there are millions of empty bedrooms sitting across America. 113 million spare bedrooms nationwide. At Impact Justice, we saw the potential of these empty bedrooms, and that is why we created the Homecoming Project. Initially launched in Alameda County, the Homecoming Project is an innovative 6-month program at Impact Justice. The Homecoming Project provides community members who have a spare room and an open mind with a monthly income in exchange for opening that extra living space to a person who's leaving, who's returning to our community after a long period of incarceration. For community members, whom we call hosts, and for participants in the program, this housing arrangement is hugely impactful. Participants in the program get a safe, stable base from which to rebuild their lives after incarceration. This accelerates their successful reentry. As you can imagine, it also reduces homelessness. While living in their host home, participants also receive wraparound supports, case management from our team. We're there full-time to support with their reentry needs. And for our hosts, the benefits are twofold. There's a major economic benefit. Hosts receive $50 a day, which is about $15.50 a month, in exchange for opening up their home. That's new income going directly into their households and into their neighborhoods. But hosts also have an additional benefit. Some of our hosts tell me this is the better benefit. In fact, and it's that they get to live into their values. And they get to play a huge part into changing someone's life for the better. In fact, many of our hosts and our participants become like family. Homelessness and reentry from incarceration are major challenges that are facing our community today. But our hosts know that they are part of this very real solution to these complex problems. And we're here with our hosts every single step of the way of that journey to support them as well. Today, we're celebrating a huge milestone, the expansion of the Homecoming Project right here to San Francisco. Yes. The Homecoming Project is a triple win for San Francisco. It benefits people who are returning from incarceration, who are trying to rebuild their lives. It benefits people who are opening their homes, allowing them to make a huge difference while earning an income in the process. And it benefits our communities because it makes them stronger and safer. And we all want stronger and safer communities. Today, you'll hear from several of our amazing hosts and participants who can tell you firsthand how impactful this program has been on their lives. But first, I'd like to welcome San Francisco Public Defender Manol Raju to share a few remarks about our partnership and the value of homecoming to homecoming's expansion to San Francisco. So please.
Thank you so much, Bert. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Manol Raju, and I'm San Francisco's elected public defender. It is a true honor to be here today with all of you. Thank you all for coming to our office to hear about this exciting new expansion of Impact Justice Homecoming Project into San Francisco. Our office's Freedom Project has been working along with the Homecoming Project for some time, and we're thrilled to partner with Impact Justice to offer this service to clients who are coming home to San Francisco. The Freedom Project is our resentencing team, which helps people serving long sentences in prison to get judges to take a second look at their sentences. This innovative and holistic unit, led by Daniel Harris, includes lawyers, paralegals, and social workers. I want to shout out Ray, Elliot, Amanda, Rashmi, Evan, Mohammed, who are here. They do meticulous release planning and support clients during their reentry. This project has saved and eliminated an estimated 1,000 years of incarceration.
Yeah.
1,000 years. We've obtained release for 99 clients, and none of these individuals has re-entered the system. The Freedom Project work, right? Is central to our office's mission to seek fairness and justice for our clients, even decades past their time in court. A lot of people don't know that in recent years there have been a lot of changes in the law that make many people's sentences eligible for reduction. But these reductions don't happen automatically. It takes a committed team of people like Danielle and her team, and Stephanie, who you're going to hear from in a moment, to take a judge to make that second look in the case. But getting the sentence reduced is only one part of the story. We want our clients not just to get out, but to succeed and to thrive once they're back in their communities. When it comes to helping people stabilize and thrive, there's really nothing more fundamental than housing. With a stable, supportive home, people can feel safe to start and forge a path forward. They can finally move out of survival mode and focus on healing. And we're proud of this work with Impact Justice, whose Homecoming Project provides clients with a safe and welcoming and stable place to live. Impact Justice goes even further, providing individuals with support in navigating and achieving their goals outside, whether that means employment, education, healthcare, or getting a driver's license. We live in a time of soaring housing costs and impersonal short-term housing apps. But the Homecoming Project, this project is the antithesis of that. They are about embracing connection and embracing community. Yes, hosts are compensated for opening their home to folks, but they will tell you, you're going to hear, it's not just about the money, it's about being a good neighbor. It's about making community strong. It's about forging meaningful bonds. It's about keeping hearts open. I want to thank all of the wonderful speakers we have today who will talk about their experiences with the Homecoming Project. We are thrilled about this expansion to San Francisco. We so appreciate the work that all of you have done, and we know there's great things in store with this new partnership. It is a great thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manol, for those really powerful words. As Manol said, this work is about making the community strong. And that's something that Impact Justice has focused on for the past 10 years. I'd like to welcome Impact Justice's VP of Innovation Programs, Aisha Youssef, to the stage to tell you a bit more about Impact Justice and the unique position of the Homecoming Project within our broader work for change. Aisha too.
Hi, I'm Reentry Housing, the Vice President of Innovation Programs at Impact Justice. Our President and Founder, Alex Yancey, is also in the audience today with us, so thank you so much. At Impact Justice, we are a national research and innovation organization that's designed to scale criminal justice solutions all over the country. Our work focuses on 3 distinct areas. One is to reduce the number of people who have contact with the criminal justice system. 2, to improve the lives of people who are currently in jails and in prisons. And 3, expand opportunities for people leaving prison to reach their full potential. And Homecoming does just that. It supports people leaving prison on their way to reaching their full potential. As you've heard from Bernadette, this project provides housing for individuals returning to the community after a long period of incarceration. And it provides extra income to community members in exchange for opening up their warm and loving homes. But ultimately, as Mano said and Bernadette said, this project is about community. This project is about relationship. This model works. We know that because we launched this program, and we have since then, we have placed over 200 people in community homes across California. 100% of our participants have graduated with housing lined up after the program ends. 98% have graduated with jobs or have entered into educational opportunities. And 0% have returned to prison while being in our program. 0%. So our program was so successful in the East Bay that it enabled us to take our program to Los Angeles County, and has now enabled us to do the most amazing thing, which is to bring this program to San Francisco, which we are so excited to do. So, on behalf of the organization, Alex, and the rest of our amazing staff that are here, I want to emphasize just how excited we are to do this program with your offices, to expand this work, and really bring this program to San Francisco and with this such amazing, amazing model. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aisha, too. We are so incredibly proud of those numbers. But they don't tell the full story of how impactful this program is. For that, you're going to have to hear from our hosts and our participants. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Mimi Vaughn and Marcelino Clemente. Mimi, Marcelino.
So there is a high
Hold up.
of course, okay. So hi, my name is Mimi Vaughn, and I'm the host of the Homecoming Project. This is Marceliano. I call him Clemente, as all of his friends call him Clemente, and shortly after he moved in, he was like, call me Clemente. I first learned about the Homecoming Project through my dad. I was a single woman at the time with twins for getting ready to go to a university, 2 different universities in Los Angeles. And so my dad was just like, okay, you keep saying you want these kids to come out of school with 0 student loan debt. How are you going to do that? And so he told me about the Homecoming Project. He had formerly worked with several participants in the program in his home, and I was skeptical. I didn't know after raising twins if I wanted to actually live with other people, let alone formerly incarcerated people. But through it all, I decided to join the program, and as of next week, I would have hosted 19 participants. The Homecoming Project has been amazing in so many ways. It's going to allow for my kids to come out of school next year with 0 student loan debt. It also taught me so much about myself, being grounded and slowing down because the world is moving so fast. I've learned about people's cultures, their backgrounds, and it's helped me be a better mom, and now a better wife.
I'm really glad to be a part of the Homecoming Project, and anyone listening who has a spare room, I definitely tell you to join the organization. It's not only a community, it's family.
Good morning. Hi, my name is Marcelino Clemente. I was a participant in Homecoming Project. I recently moved out from Mimi's house and to my own place. Coming home from prison after a long sentence is a challenge, a lovely challenge. It's hard to explain, but it's like coming into a new world. Everything is different. You have to get used to everything all over again. Being in Mimi's home was really nice. I had my own space, cook my own meals, and feel safe and relaxed. That allowed me to continue on my path. I was on to achieve my goals. The Homecoming Project is a necessary program. It helps a lot, and it provides what people need to readjust to the community after being away for so long. Being treated me like a son, it was like family. Bringing her home, she was there to support me 100%. I felt really comfortable and safe. It wasn't just staying at home, it felt like having it. I'm still in the process of acclimating, but I'm on my own place now, and really, really help with that. For everyone besides the host, they're doing a huge thing for a person that is in need. For me, the Homecoming Project and Mimi gave me the opportunity to move forward. So I just want to say it's a great program and a great experience, and I'm happy that more people will get to participate.
So hard to follow that. I want to give a huge thank you to Mimi and Marcelino. As you heard, they have a really special relationship. It's actually one that I quite commonly hear about from our hosts and participants, that many of them become like family. You'll hear from another host and participant in a moment, Emily Harris and Felipe Kelly. While Emily and Felipe didn't live together, they can also speak to the power of the Homecoming Project on their own lives. Emily, Felipe?
Good morning. My name is Felipe. Good morning. And I want to say a whole lot, but I know I can't because they told me I only got a couple of minutes. But the Homecoming Project is like, it's one of the dopest projects that's in existence, particularly in the Bay Area now, and in San Francisco and Los Angeles, where I'm from. I also live with Mimi too. Oh, and nice. She wasn't the first choice, which is my bad. But they drove me somewhere else first. They drove me somewhere else first, so I was like, no, I don't really like this. So I ended up going to Mimi's spot, and it's been great ever since. The significance of the Homecoming Project has allowed me, especially as a young person who went into the system, I went into the system at 15, and I recently got out in 2023. I'm on parole, and having stable housing has allowed me to develop my life, and especially socially in a lot of different areas that I probably would have been able to live in transitional housing, because having my own space and being able to just be with myself has allowed me to like really dig into what I need to develop as a person coming out from prison, being in for so long, especially as a young person. The most important part about the Homecoming Project to me is the relationships that I've been able to build. And so Bernadette is somebody who I've been able to build a relationship with through the project. And She has, I'm kind of like a fake liaison, right? Where I actually have gotten a few people into the project, right? And that has done a great service to them to be able to get their life back on track. Joey is also a person who I have a really good relationship with. Joey was my liaison when I was in the program, and the first thing he helped me do was get my passport. Right, and I thought I wasn't able to get my passport being on parole. He was like, "Nah, bro, go get your passport." And he was pressing me like, "You get your passport." Like every day, "Get your passport." So now that I have my passport, I have the opportunity to go to the Philippines. I also have an opportunity to go to Africa, which is on my bucket list, and also probably next year sometime I'm have an opportunity to go to China, and that's because this guy right here is my brother. And so he was also in the program too. So the relationships that I've been able to build within a homecoming project has really elevated my life in a way that I don't know would have happened had I been in transitional homes. And so I'm extremely grateful for the homecoming project and for all the relationships that I've been able to build within this project. And it's helped my life tremendously. I work at the Ella Baker Center as a youth justice advocate and a social justice advocate. Also, with Emily when we was working together. And I'm also an audio engineer, which is Mimi also allowed me to do my work in her home, which she didn't have to, but she made that possible for me. And so now I have an opportunity to teach young people about audio engineering to get them the skill set that they can utilize to make money in a different way as opposed to the ways in which they've known. And so the Homecoming Project has really done a lot for my life, and I've been able to give back to a lot of other people because of that, so I'm very grateful.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ellen Harris, and I am a homeowner in Oakland, and I am proud to be a host. I became a host in August of 2023, and I have the privilege of having, for folks who may know, Rasan New York Thomas lives at my house, and so I have a celebrity in my home. Lovely. And in terms of the program, when my partner Isaac and I bought our home, it was a priority for us, knowing that we had this privilege of having housing security and knowing I have been in deep relationship with a lot of people coming home. I knew Els when he was inside. I knew Rasan when he was inside. And I saw that they don't have savings. They're not coming home with any retirement. They didn't have those resources. And Isaac and I were like, we have a home. We want to help create housing stability for other people in our lives. And so we were really lucky to have Rasan join our house. It's been a really, if anybody's heard his laugh, it's something I get that in my home every day. And it's been a really huge gift to support him in his transition. I've also supported Kel's in his transition. And for me, it's like such a honor and a privilege to get to accompany people on their freedom journeys. And it really is humbling about my own freedom and all of these small things that I take for granted. And, you know, I can remember when Rasan came home, one of our biggest things we had to work through was which recycling or compost went into what container. It took a while. I was like, no, styrofoam, this is not going to happen. And I remember I got to teach Kel how to use a dishwasher and how to make bubbly water in my house and the giggles and the moments that we've gotten to share in those experiences. And I think actually there's a lot of vulnerability in those moments, right? To be a grown man who's like, I don't know how to use a dishwasher. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll show you. There's a bunch of stuff you know that I don't know. And so that has been a really, really important lesson for me in being able to really see my own freedom in a new way. And then I think the other piece for me is like my life is more full, more complete. I have joy in my home. I have more safety in my life. Having, especially as a young blonde woman in Oakland, I feel like I have people who have my back, who support me, who look after my dog, and I think that the network of support the Homecoming Project provides has also been really, really, really wonderful to witness, because as I've seen so many people come home and not have a true support network, not just be under supervision and surveillance, but have support. It's a beautiful thing, and I hope anybody who's considering hosting. It is a blast and it's really worthwhile, and I'm happy to talk to anybody who's curious about it. Thanks. Thank
Thank you both. Emily and Felipe, I promise I did not pay Felipe to say that. Before we close out, we'd like to hear from one more person, Stephen Lee. He is the co-founder of the Freedom Project at the San Francisco Public Defender's Office. Please welcome Stephen.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Showing up on this rainy day. When I left prison after 32 years, which was 12 years ago last month, I needed more than a transition. Everything was new for me and so much was unexpected. My transitional housing was a one-bedroom apartment in Oakland that had been converted into an open living space for 5 men who had recently paroled. There was no privacy, no opportunity to decompress. I had less solitude than in my prison cell, and no sanctuary. Yes, I was free and grateful, but my environment let me know that I was still not fully valued as a human being. I had to accept and even be grateful for living conditions that were better than a cell, but very far from ideal. The Homecoming Project validates the humanity of all of those who have re-entered society after years and even decades behind bars. Having my own bedroom in an actual home during those first few years of parole would have made my adjustment so much easier and eliminated so much stress. Being privileged to work with our clients in the Freedom Project over the last 5 years, it has been a true blessing to see clients re-enter through the Homecoming Project's program. Opening one's home to us is an act of courage, compassion, and grace. I salute the Homecoming Project and its partnership with the Freedom Project. Humanitarian housing promotes successful parole, which makes San Francisco safer, stronger, and also smiling. I want to thank Manol, Danielle, Angela, Carolyn, Jesse, Ray, and everyone in the Homecoming Project who has created this beautiful partnership. Peace.
Thank you so much for those incredible words, Stephen. We want to also thank everyone for joining us today. I'd like to remind any press that we have in the room that some of today's speakers will be available for interviews immediately following this press conference. Our Associate Director of Communications, Annie Rode, who's in the back, will be helping to coordinate that, so please go find her. I'd also be remiss if I didn't thank the funding partners who have made our expansion to San Francisco possible. Those include the State of California, the Charles and Helen Schwab Foundation, and also to the Menora Park Community Impact Fund. Thank you all so much for being here. I wish you a fantastic rest of your day and also heading into a really nice weekend. Thank you, everybody.